Hello! Welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and drawings. We're a bunch of cartoonists and illustrators who won't just be playing the game, but doodling what happens along the way. It's a PG-13 game of teens and tweens on their first big adventure on their own. Let's introduce our cast. So let's start with Priscilla.
Hello, I will be playing Ithuriel, the half-elf 17-year-old bard.
And how about Boya?
Hello, I am Boya. I am playing a character whose name is Bug, and he is a bugbear warlock, and he's 12 years old.
And Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I will be playing Zip. She is a drow fighter and she's 16 years old.
Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Swell. He's a 15-year-old Water Ganassi cleric. He worships the god Sunda.
And I am Brian. I'm going to be your Dungeon Mancer. I'm currently running the party's NPC companion Sutran, a magically animated hand who's trying to magic herself back a body. The last time, the Teen Titan Slayers had arrived in the port town of Rumrumble, where you looked to book passage to the Isle of Bright Palm. After considering your options for ships to charter, a cadre of guards arrived to escort you guys to a second dinner, this one at the behest of muscly Mayor Strix of Beachbridge. In a fancy mansion, Ithuriel was wooed by various merchants to do deeds and trade for paying for their passage at sea. Meanwhile, Zip and Bug became obsessed with one person who seemed unhappy to be there, a gifted druid called Lamore Blackbark. The two troublemakers came up with very poor schemes to force her to teleport the party closer to their destination, but they were able to execute on none of them before she used Swell's early exit from the party to excuse herself as well. She led Swell to the water where she swam off, leaving him to swim alone, at least until jealous Zip stormed after them to see what they were up to. The two friends decided to call it a night and head to an inn for rest. Meanwhile, East decided that the best plan was to give none of the muckety-mucks what they were asking for, but something else to offer instead. He agreed to a shipping deal with the boat merchants, which they accepted, having made a less good arrangement than none at all. The party was invited to stay at the Merfolk merchant sisters' Hull-inspired mansion, and servants were sent to retrieve the other two teens. But before they rejoined their party, Swell and Zip met up with another Zipanthe, a drow fortune-teller girl. Things went weird when one of Zip's future cards was completely blank, and that was a spooky surprise for their soothsayer. The card changed, and then it suddenly showed an image of a shattered mirror, which upset the fortune teller so much that they returned Zip's money and fled the scene. Then the servant arrived and told Zip and Swell of where they were invited for the evening, what arrangements Ithuriel had made, and they began following him up the mountain. And that's where we are right now.
Okay.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah, that kind of freaked me out, if I'm honest. But how are you?
Maybe check your pockets. Did she pickpocket us as she was leaving?
I don't think she touched us at all.
Yeah, she could have had somebody on the inside.
Check my pockets.
Pat myself down.
Do an investigation check.
Investigation away.
4.
4.
12.
Swell, you don't seem to find anything missing. Zip, you're just having trouble finding anything. You're just
Pulling out pocket.
You're doing that thing where you take something out of your pocket and then you put it in the other pocket, and then you're like, it's not in this pocket. Where did it go? And then you realize it's in the other pocket. And so you're not on the ball.
I don't think she took anything, but her name was also Zipanthe.
Was it though?
Yeah, it's weird.
Seems a bit too convenient. Anyway, from what I could tell from the drows, it's a pretty common drow name.
Anyway, you remember what was the shattered glass, right? The last card?
Yes.
Do we have that card? We took it from her, right?
No, she just held it up so that you could see it.
Oh, I thought she gave it to us. I thought she was here. Take it. I don't want it.
No.
She did, right?
She did not, no. She held it up and was like, you can have a look at it, and then showed it to you, and then she took off.
Okay. Did it look like the shattered mirror monster that we fought in the dungeon?
Give me a perception check.
Perception? Ah, dirty 20.
While it seemed reminiscent of that, it seemed to have more of a circular arrangement to it, and seemed to be more like a designed piece of artwork.
Okay.
And you didn't see images of yourself or images of your teammates in the mirror like you had before, so it could be a reference to it, but it didn't seem to be like any sort of like photographic recreation of it, and it didn't seem to have the same sort of magical energy. When you looked at it, you didn't see yourself in the mirror, so I don't know how else it would be more similar.
Alright, well, I don't know what it means or why she was freaking out about it so much, but maybe we can track her down in the morning and ask her more questions after she's calmed down.
Sure.
And who knows, maybe Bug or East will have some knowledge to share about it. I don't know if I really know tarot cards that well.
Seems like a bunch of hokey to me.
Yeah. Magic in general, right?
Yeah, whole magic.
Unless it's, you know what they say, unless it's done with the holy light of the gods, it's blasphemy or whatever.
Is that what they say? Is it?
No, I'm being silly.
Sunda's magic is the only real magic.
In some circles they say that, but I don't subscribe to that sort of nonsense.
Maybe you should ask your god about it.
Oh,
Ask
that's a
Sundar
good-
if it means anything.
that's a good point.
You know, maybe like pray on it, meditate on it,
I think I
whatever
can.
it is you religious types do.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, actually. I think I can do that now. I mean, I always could, but like I think I can.
Before.
I think I can actually commune with Sundar. I can ask questions of him, but
Maybe
I don't-
instead you should ask him, I don't know, like how to beat this Titan or something. I feel like, I mean, like as interesting as this tarot card is, which is not very, there are more interesting things.
I don't know. I don't know if I can.
Out of character. If you actually have access to the commune spell, given the prices we've seen for commune, maybe we could just like forget about all of this and set up shop. Yeah. So you're like,
Come
"Yes,
on,
I'll
come
just
on!
commune
Hear
for
from
you."
Sundar, the great lightning god.
I don't
Results
think I
not
have.
guaranteed.
Yeah. The results may vary. No, I don't have anything like that at the moment. Clerics, man. I don't know. But I sworn I had something along those lines, but
Oh, is it augury they're thinking of?
could be.
I think that's a second level spell.
Well, that I definitely. Yeah, I got that one. That's a ritual.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
It's a ritual. So yeah, I can spend like a little while praying and stuff and asking questions.
Do you want me to help?
Okay, yeah, sure. First, you have to give your heart to Sundar and accept them within your soul. And then he just smiles at you as he says it. He can't even keep up the charade.
Yeah, no, it's done. It's already done. Sundar, I love you, man.
Oh no, nah.
No, he's in the ocean, not in the.
Well, he's not
sky.
really a man. He's not really like he's the ever living storm. He's the thunder. And I say he, I mean like they, really. Like,
Right.
you know. Like, you can't put a gender on a storm, and like
What-
that's crazy.
So what's the next thing after you love a storm?
Well, you got to get muscles because you got to be strong like the storm.
What are you trying to say, that I don't have muscles?
No, I'm saying you've already
And
done that
I'm
part.
gonna flex. And,
Second
point to my
part,
muscles.
big tick in that box. You're there.
All right. All
And the
right. What's
third
step 3
part-
then? Let's do it.
All right. Well, it's a little bit of a ceremony involved, but I can do that for you. We might have to cut your hair a bit, but it's okay.
No.
All right. But yeah, we'll just keep not making fun, but like jesting,
Bantering.
banter, yeah,
Entering.
all the way back.
Bits.
All right, you are reunited with the rest of the party. You're brought into a large guest room that has like a sort of main room with like a coffee table and chairs, and then there's a couple of bedrooms off to the side. There's 2 bedrooms that have 2 beds each in them. And that's where Bug and East Boreal have been.
Is Boreal just kind of like leaned back, most of his clothing off. He just like has a shirt and pants, kind of ready to go to bed. Cleaned up, lounging around with his feet propped up on a table, having casually knocked aside some probably expensive vase. And it's just kind of sitting sideways on the floor now. And he's like, well, while you were off canoodling or whatever, I made arrangements for us to get to Bright Plum. So we leave whenever we want.
Oh well, Swell has to. Me and Swell have to talk to God first.
Which one?
Mine.
He says this knowing full well it's obviously.
Yeah, we had this weird encounter with like a fortune teller whose name was also Zip, who told us that some very obvious stuff, and then got freaked out and ran away.
Yeah, are either of you familiar with like tarot cards and that kind of thing?
Am I?
That's a good question. Do you think that your character would be?
I don't think he'd be intrinsically interested in it, but if it's like one of those things that the idol rich sometimes do for giggles, I could see him having been around it. I don't think he would have looked into it as such, though.
Yeah. So I don't think you would necessarily know all the cards, but I would allow you to do a history check if they mention a particular card.
So
I mean, I've seen it being played. Sometimes people like to get some glimpses in the future, or so they tell themselves. It's really mostly.
all right. Well, I can't remember what cards they showed us except for the last one now.
No, there was one that looked like Sutran.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
kinda.
It was like
Kinda
a
look at
hand.
Trying to
that-
see.
It was like a hand that was flying over the sky, and it had stars coming out of it.
Does Citra know about tarot cards?
Oh yeah, we should ask
Good
her.
question. She might.
Can we try to recreate the tarot cards through drawing? Zip and Swell?
Absolutely. I know that Swell does sketching normally. Does Zip have any artistic talent?
She's fairly decent at carving blocks of wood, but otherwise no.
Okay. Then can I get both of you to make performance checks?
Want to add anything to it?
10.
You both have different DCs.
Oh, okay. 16. That's a flat roll with nothing added to it because I don't have any.
So with 16, you are able to do a pretty good drawing of it. Enough that if Ys or Bug had seen the card before, they could do a history check. Zips is pretty good for somebody who doesn't draw.
I rolled a 6.
I'll draw it now. It's like,
So, Eastburial, did you want to do a history check?
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, okay, that's one of the ones you don't know.
Mhm.
It's not one of the famous ones. It's like, the Three of Pentacles or something. It's like, whatever.
Looks like nothing to me.
Oh well. But yeah, the thing is, the card was blank, and then it like manifested the image of the broken mirror on it, and we were like, "Oh, that's cool," but you're doing the reading. She was like, "Oh no, that's crazy! Oh man!" And then she like kind of freaked out and ran away.
Well,
She
I
thought
think
we
people
were-
usually have that reaction to you, so I'm not you.
Aw,
Swell, I meant you use it.
nothing to her. I was
I thought you
perfectly pleasant.
liked
Maybe, do you think she was tricking you guys?
that's what Zip thought. She's like, "Check your pockets," and then I did, and there's nothing. I mean, the regular stuff was in there.
Like it's an act, maybe? And then tomorrow
Mm.
you see her and she asks for more money. Did you pay her?
She gave the money back.
Yeah, that's right. She did give the money back. She gave us back out 5.
That's how freaked out she was. She was like, "I don't want nothing to do with yours. Here's your money. Go away." And I'm like, "No, you keep it. You did a good job." And she was like, "Nah." And then
So she seemed genuine.
I think, well,
Yeah.
I think I did an insight check at the time, I think, out of character. Right? And I think I did a roll relatively well.
You can remember feeling confident in your ability to read her, but whether you were actually able to read her or not, you felt confident about it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm confident that, like, I think I can tell. Like, I got away with people, and I can like read them. And she wasn't happy. Like, she was upset.
Sutran, do you recognize this drawing of the card? What is this?
She writes,
It's a
I've
disembodied
had
hand.
some experience with these cards. This is not one that I know very well. I think it means something like help from beyond.
Not help from you?
It depends on where my other hand is. My other hand, if it's gone beyond, then maybe. But not this hand.
Are we talking
This
about the
hand's-
hand one or the
The hand one's the only one you've drawn and talked about.
I thought I was drawing the shattered mirror one. Oh well.
Okay. If that's the one you thought you drew, then
Zip definitely drew the hand one.
Sutran does not know much more about the shattered hand to tell you.
Hmm. You know who would know? Who might know?
Britta.
Wizard lady. By the way, what happened to her? Did you guys?
She drowned.
She drowned.
She just jumped in the water and swam away.
Yeah, disappeared.
But she lives here. We can find her house. I mean, everyone knows her, right?
It's true.
And then we
I
can.
also
ask
ran
her.
away from everybody.
Yeah, she was
I
kind of a
don't
jerk.
think
I don't think
Probably,
she'll want to help us.
I mean, well, the teleportation might be a big ask, but just looking at a card, and plus she's intrigued by weird stuff. This is definitely weird.
It's true. Well, Ise, you said that you've got us passage off the island.
Oh, indeed. Instead of actually doing work for any of these people, I thought that was just straight off of my family's name.
Oh. And what did it cost you?
A message in the morning, which they will pay for, and well, I suppose we'll see if my family actually does anything about it. But if they don't, we'll be in Bright Palm already.
Wait, so we don't have to take the money ship?
No, we will be paying. Oh, we will be taking a ship, but we just don't have to pay for it.
Not the money ship, though.
Yes, the money ship.
Oh,
That was the one we agreed upon.
I thought
Oh.
maybe you
Got
chartered
it.
a separate ship.
Yeah, you would think the shipbuilders would have their own ships, but I suppose none that could be spared for this.
Yeah, they said if you brought it up with them, they're like, all our ships are busy. Like we do big shipping ships, like huge cargo. So you need to take this little small ship, and we will pay for it.
Okay.
I'm currently drawing Sunder, which is this giant storm cloud with beefy lightning arms.
So
I
in
like
the
that.
morning, I will send that message. We'll pick up. I believe I held that the gliding spider was in port, and so I will pick up, hopefully, my fabrics that I commissioned, and then we can be on our way.
I just want to like check around town real quick and ask about this girl because I'm a little bit worried about her now, to be honest. And I don't know. Maybe it's nothing, but
Oh, you said that her name was Betty. Did she look like Zip? Maybe it's an evil twin. No, maybe it's a good twin.
Why would we
was-
have the same name?
she was younger, right?
That's not how twins work.
I bet it is. Well, if you're separated at birth, or maybe the midwife didn't know that there were twins, and she just knew that your mother's dying request or your father's dying request was in the
She didn't look anything like me.
There's
She
two
looked like an
people.
idiot.
Wait, she's younger? You said she's younger?
Yeah,
Like
I thought she was younger. But
Like a child's age?
He was a teenager.
yeah.
I think that was the only description I gave you.
Zip is a teenager.
I think I said she was around your age.
Okay.
Zip is like, how much older?
But I like the fact that Swell can't tell elf ages, so I wasn't correcting Matt.
Oh, yeah, she could be like 25. She could be 100. I don't know.
Okay, so she could be your twin. Then.
My worry is that she's actually there's a panty that's on that thing that Zip was given, that list of people.
She didn't say that she was in a shipwreck, though.
Well, we didn't have enough time to talk to her and ask her about it, you know. I
asked her where she was from, though. Didn't I?
And what did she say?
I think she said that she was from the Tririme? No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Uncle the Delglass, yeah, they came here from the Tyrant.
That's
Well,
true.
not that long ago either, by elf standards.
Yeah, but if she was shipwrecked,
That's a different thing entirely.
that's a different thing.
Look, I'm sure it's nothing. I just feel like I gotta check because it's too big of a coincidence to just shrug off. And unless
They might
the
have
boat's
missed it.
leaving at first thing in the morning, we might have some time to ask around, you know.
I'm sure we can arrange to leave whenever we want. I suspect we'll be the only people taking the boat. So
It's
you
true.
can speak with the captain and do some coaching for this mysterious good twin. I'm intrigued now. It's a mystery. Possibly a story in the making.
Priscilla, you did a history check on one of the cards, and now I realize that there were two cards that had been drawn. Which one did you
Oh.
do the history check on?
Whichever one is drawn first, I guess. So I think probably the hand one.
Okay. Then
I can do another one for the other one.
if you want to do another one, because I told you that you didn't know that card, it was a not famous one. So I thought I should be fair and give you a different card.
The other one is 22 for the mirror one.
So the mirror one you know, and that is like a cataclysmically bad one to get.
Oh, that's
And-
the famous one.
Yeah, it's one of the famous ones for like
Everyone knows the tower.
exactly. Death doesn't mean death, but this
Yeah.
means it means large change, a shattering of self, which may or may not be come back to like the person that you think you are is not who you are, or the world that you think is the world is not the real world, or just like your sense of who you are and what the world is will be broken in some large way, dramatic way.
But they don't often start out as blank cards and then reveal themselves to be something else, right? Like they always have pictures on them.
It's worried, didn't say anything.
Sutran says, I've never heard of anything like that.
All right. Well, I'm going to lay out all my things for the ritual and start praying to Sunda. And I do that by kind of just like tensing and untensing my muscles a little bit, kind of popping one chest back and then the other. No, I don't do that.
You lift weights. That's how you meditate.
That's if you worship Brovon, the god of knowledge and weightlifting.
There is a degree of muscles with Sunda, but it's I don't know. Anyway, I'll sit down and start praying and just like spend the 10 minutes to ritually cast augury.
Right. And I believe you're going to ask some questions. Is that how it works?
Second, I just have to look up spell again, as I've not really ever played a cleric. Okay, so it says by casting gem-inlaid sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying out ornate cards, or employing some other divining tool, you receive an omen. So that could take the form of anything. It's basically like yes or no, or yes and no. So good, bad, or both good and bad, or nothing.
The problem is you haven't spent 25 gold on like clerical equipment right now.
Okay.
Because it has a casting cost to it. So once you get it, I think it does not consume what you use, but you need to buy the stuff first.
Do I not have some kind of symbol that Osprey gave me?
You might, but this specifically is asking for marked sticks, stones, bones, or tokens, like the type of thing that, like it's like getting your own tarot deck, like that type of thing for your religion.
Yeah, there was like some kind of gem. Osprey gave me a gem that it looked like it had a swirling storm inside it.
Yeah.
That would have been.
And that's your divine focus for most spells, but for this spell in particular, you would need something else.
Okay.
You could probably find it, you think, in town tomorrow, but you'll have to wait until tomorrow morning or afternoon to be able to cast it.
I'll ask the first question when I hear nothing back or don't get any sense. I'll just be like, sorry, I don't think Sunda's at home right now. Not answering my call.
He's off thundering somewhere else.
Yeah.
Are we uncertain? Ask again later.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like that. Anyway. Well, good. Back in town tomorrow, see if there's something I might have missed. Might need something extra.
So, anything else before you guys go to sleep?
No.
How are you splitting up the bedrooms? You all have your own bed, but who's going in the one bedroom and who's going in the other?
Eve probably would have just laid claim to an unoccupied room. So, not because he particularly had any wish to room with anyone in particular. He just wants to get first choice in a bed. So
there are only 2 bedrooms?
There are 2 bedrooms with 2 beds. Like so they're all separate beds, but you'll be in a room with another person.
I've already fell asleep in the middle of our conversation on the bed. I was sitting on.
Well, there's no bed there. You probably fell asleep in the middle of the couch then.
We're not in a bedroom. Oh, we have a living room as well.
I said there was like the sort of antechamber with a coffee table and chairs around it, and then off to the side 2 rooms that were bedrooms.
Oh, I see. Okay, fine. I guess
Fancy here.
Well,
So,
if you fell asleep while we were talking, I would have picked you up and carried you to the bed.
thank you.
I've done.
Would you have carried Bug to the East Boreal's room or to the other room?
Probably to the room that Zip's going to sleep in.
Okay.
But
And then you're going to sleep in East Boreal's room?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That is what happens. There's no weird stuff that happens in the middle of the night. You all get yourself a long rest. And some of you wake up earlier than others due to actually just trancing as elves. But you wake up to the smells in the house of, food being cooked. They're preparing, coffee and pancakes and fruits and things for breakfast. You guys have a nice meal. They inform you that the boat is currently prepping itself to be leaving probably around midday. And so you should be at the docks by midday. And
so they went and booked it for us.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why, out of character, I asked you guys which boat you want to go with, but that was a question they would have asked in character, like, who do you want to charter? And then they would have arranged it that night.
Okay. That makes sense.
The day is yours. What do you guys want to do?
Zip has noticed that Bug's clothes are looking particularly tattered, and so she's going to offer to take him clothes shopping.
He does have some pretty rad clothing that he got from the other town.
That's true.
That was very day glow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You can't wear that.
It's party clothes.
You can't wear your party clothes all the time, though. You need some proper, fashion through the jungle clothes.
What? No. Of course you can wear your party clothes all the time.
That's one excuse to go shopping.
Yeah. And also Zip is going to buy some new clothes because her clothes are also looking very tattered.
All right.
Okay.
You decide how much you're spending, depending on how much you're like, oh yeah, we're going to go to the fancy place and buy expensive clothes. The least you're going to be spending is probably a silver piece per item. But you're probably that's just getting another sort of very simple plain shirt or pair of breeches or something. But you probably are going to be spending, a few gold to get something decent. And then, you'd be spending 10 gold, 100 gold if you want to get super nicely tailored, fancy with all the jewels or sparkles on it or whatever.
Probably not going to be jeweled, but nice, comfortable, active wear.
All right.
Yeah,
So
like a place in town to get stuff repaired.
Your clothes that you're going to be buying for yourself and Bug is probably going to cost you about 20 gold then.
Oof. Fancy.
Are you buying my clothes as well?
Well, I wasn't going to. I only have 17 gold. I was just going to bring you with me so that you could also buy clothes.
Right.
Swell's the only one with money still. That's crazy.
It's okay. I have money. I shake Boxy.
Foxy produces whatever coins you want.
Yeah.
No gemstones, just coins.
Holding out.
Wait, coin as in silver or gold?
Well, whatever you put in Boxy, you can get back. As long as it's coinage.
Yeah.
East Boreal was interested in repairing something.
His clothes. Because he... I mean, I'm sure they're a little bit tattered. And he doesn't have
Sure.
an end, so...
Your clothes are very expensive, so it probably costs like, 20 gold pieces just to get those repaired properly.
Well, would it be in enough time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
You'll have to wear something else while they're doing it, so you either have a separate pair of clothes that you wear out into town, or
He has 4 different outfits. In
Alright.
I have 4 different outfits in my thing, so...
Of course he does.
I was factoring, like, with the 20, it was like, getting it done that morning.
Mhm.
Swell. Swell. At
Yeah.
breakfast in the morning, I should point out that I don't know if last night you didn't get a chance to talk to the mayor, but when you're the mermaids that live in that mansion mentioned that she was a follower of Sundar.
She was?
And that there was, she had lightning bolts all over her. I don't know if you remember.
I feel like Swell would have noticed that at the party and probably harassed her. But he also wasn't feeling like on his best game because he didn't enjoy being around those people.
Sure.
Yeah.
So in town, there isn't necessarily a temple to him, but there are like places where people go to worship, like holy sites.
Yeah.
And so people usually go to the top of the near where the waves crash, like up higher there, to get a view of it. But you should be able to find enough stuff in town to, like, you can buy trinkets to the different gods, and you should be able to get what you're looking for.
Okay.
So if you want to mark off your 25 gold, you can buy your augury.
Sure.
I would think that
Probably some shells. Something along those lines. Instead of like bones or something like that, or like gem inlaid sticks, I feel like it would be something of the sea. So maybe like some kind of like shells, and maybe they've got gems encrusted into them or something like that. But
he's not necessarily just a sea god, though. He's like the god of all storms, whether over land or over the sea. So there might be things like wood struck by lightning.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
And then like a wand made out of that have been decorated or carved really intricately, and that's what you're paying for, not necessarily gems, but the carving work that went into that. And some of them can be shells and some of them can be lightning or lightning struck wood. Did you want to ask your questions?
Yes, I'll head up to the thing, but first I'll probably spend some money on some clothing as well.
Okay.
I feel like, especially last night, we kind of got a little bit surprised by the meeting with them, like these really fancy people, and we just rocked up in our adventuring gear. So he's probably going to spend some money on some fancy-ish clothes
Alright.
that he thinks looks fancy, but they're at least 5 years out of style.
Got them off the clearance rack.
Yeah.
He's thrifty.
If Swell tells East what he's planning, he's gonna be like, "Oh, God, I don't want to think what your taste would lead you to," and he'll basically go and nag him into buying up-to-date clothes.
You say neg or nag him? Because either could work with this video.
Yes.
I buy this, or Bug buys this suit outfit. I've seen fancy people wear it. He's always wanted to try it.
Are they all just doing this as a group? Because he's probably totally just like, no, why would you get that? Oh, I haven't seen that since 3 years ago. Only the old people are wearing that now.
And
He's let him buy his suit.
Sutran writes down, "It's not very adventure-y."
But he's right.
But
Can you fight in that suit, Bug? We're gonna be, on a boat and in the jungle. Is it comfortable?
Yeah, it feels great. Respected this way.
These are his going to Mayor's house clothes,
So you've got your party outfit and your going to the mayor's house outfit.
Look, if you want people of that station to respect you, you at least need to maybe do a nice print on it, or certain colors, and they'll kind of lead them to.
Is it pinstripe?
I think.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you wanted to be,
I like this color. Wait,
get a nice he's like brown fur, right? Maybe like a nice green or blue pinstripe suit.
okay.
Pastel blue pinstripe.
I will, take that criticism into consideration.
So Esporial's encouraging you guys to spend more money, though. Like, all of these choices that Esporial's leaning you towards are costing more.
That's no problem. I have plenty of money in here. I rattle boxy.
Okay. How much are you going to spend?
How much is it?
Well, it depends on how much of Esporial's your advice you're listening to, but you're veering up into 50 gold.
The outfit that is Boreal.
Yeah.
The one that he respects, the outfit that he is talking up.
Sure. Yeah, it's so you already paid 10, so mark that. You can mark off another 40.
Wait, actually, never mind. I was gonna say I don't know how to. Where is my gold? The gold.
Oh, it's under your equipment.
Oh, okay. Wait, I see. Okay, I thought Boxy would just have unknown amount of gold.
It is not. You were
money machine.
You were living on the streets there for a while. You do not have a healthy stash of money.
Yeah, he doesn't have a concept of money, but I guess as the player controlling him, I know.
Boxy has goods, so if you're oh, I need a spoon, or if you needed clothes, there are clothes in Boxy. They're probably not very nice. But if you're you needed an extra pair of pants, there are probably an extra pair of pants in Boxy.
Okay. Wait, so maybe it cost 60?
No. Well, it would cost 50 total. So if you spent 10, I don't know, you probably hadn't marked off the 10, but yeah, 50 total.
Okay, I marked it.
How about Swell?
Sorry, what were you going to say, Priscilla?
Oh, I was going to say, I would like to note that while he has dropped off his adventuring clothes for repair, he's pulled out his fine clothes, which I don't think he's actually ever used. And they're this super, flowy things, these enormous puff sleeves with, kind of slashed things in a different color underneath. This huge kind of light fur feather thing that goes down with, gold chains attached in the front. It's very Henry V.
So I just want to point out that fine clothes are only 15 gold, according to D&D Beyond.
Right, but it also depends on are getting them to be fit to a child-sized bugbear.
This is tailored clothes, is what it's describing to me.
Child clothing be cheaper?
Whatever fashion happens to be the current style in the courts of the nobles.
Yeah, there's
precious metals and gems could be worked into the clothing.
So 50 gold is a fine suit. That's the finest.
You're being gouged. This is, you're going to a fancy schmancy tailor and asking for their fancy stuff that's super on trend right now, and asking it to be fit to you.
I'm gonna go down the road to the the off the rack fine clothes store.
Yeah,
Okay.
Zip's gone to Winners and is buying active wear. She's not buying tailored clothes.
Isburiel kind of sniffs at the off the rack stuff, but he'll actually put a good effort into like guiding into nicer budget stuff.
I'm
It's like, oh, this is awful. This is okay if you have to be poor.
if you have to be. So I'll get some fine clothes. And I'll let Isburiel like dress me. I'll be your doll. But I might say yes or no to a couple of things.
Say yes to the dress.
Boxy makes a pair of cufflinks appear at the top of the box, and you remember one day picking them up, and you're just like, "Oh, I bet these are the things that go on my suit jacket," and they look really sharp. They go really well with your suit.
Me?
No, Bug.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, I had a
Oh,
sketch
wow.
actually of his fine clothes, so that is basically what it looks like.
amazing.
Nice.
Is that the thing that is like a button for your like
For your cuffs, yeah.
cuffs? Okay.
And then I'll also buy just like another regular set of clothes as well, just so I have a backup pair, just in case. And I'll take that up to the counter as well. Like just these, please.
Sure. Buy your stuff. You're getting your regular stuff at across from the snow fountain is where there's, what's this guy's name? Gerv's Too Good to Be Good Goods.
Mm-hmm.
And Delmonticus Platinum Teeth is the owner who is like, fretting over East Boreal and you guys, but then, you sort of wander down to the lower level and you're like Zip and Swell are being shown sort of the cheaper stuff while Bug and East Boreal are in the, appointment only office upstairs.
By the way, the tie has these golden ducks that are foiled with actual gold.
Delmonticus actually says, you seem like you have a fair amount of money and are a strange band. Would you be perhaps interested in buying some magic items?
They sound too good to be true.
We have a few things that might pique your interest. We have a Hat of Fuzziness and a Mirror of Capturing, Heward's Handy Spice Pouch, Wand of Smiles, and of course we sell potions of healing. You can find them among the market stalls as well, but I assure you ours taste better.
How much are the potions of healing?
They're 50 gold each. You can find cheaper ones out there, but I don't always trust the ones you can find at the stalls. There are a few reputable vendors, but certainly not all of them. But I put my name on it. Gerv's Goods. Everybody knows Gerv. I'm not Gerv, but...
Oh, so why's your name not on it then?
Gerv's a character I've created. Delmonticus, nobody could pronounce it.
Oh.
Philistines.
A lot of people can't pronounce Philistines either.
And that's why they are.
That's why they call people dum-dums. A lot easier to pronounce.
I mean, yeah. Can I inspect the? This is out of character. Can I inspect the potions of healing?
Yeah, he lets you look at any of the items you want to see if it's upstairs in that room, and the potions of healing. Like you can smell, you can take a whiff of them, smell them, but he doesn't want you drinking one. Obviously.
Okay. So I can't even like dip the pinky in and rub my gums or anything like that.
Yeah, he's not going to let you do that.
But does it smell like what I think it is?
Do an Arcana check.
Oranges?
It's an 8.
An 8. Yeah, it does smell like oranges, but there's an additional smell in there, and you can't place what it is, but it does smell good.
gold.
I mean,
The little gold place, the gold schlager potions.
but more or less, I think that these are legit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll say
We have healing stuff. We have healing potion, slime.
I can do a little bit, but if I go down, then how are you going to get me back up?
What about the slime that we have?
Pay above market price for your gold fleet healing potion. You're getting
This-
ripped off, man.
Just out of character, that's 50 gold is how much they cost.
That's like my entire outfit. You think that's worth it?
Is not dying?
You could be wearing this, Swell.
Not dying, Velsa's looking bad.
That's why you could be wearing this suit with me.
All right. I'll think. How much time do we have before the ship leaves?
I mean, it's supposed to be like another, couple hours
Okay.
tops.
All right.
But I mean, you could tell them, please wait for us.
I'll say I'll get one of them. I'll buy one.
Excellent, excellent.
Hey, do you know there's a drow girl that hangs out here doing tarot readings and card readings and stuff.
Oh, I've seen her.
Is she's been here for a while then?
Yeah.
Is she crazy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've never stopped and had my fortune told by her. It's not something I go in for. But I don't discount it either. Like, if other people want to get their... So, people have faith in all sorts of things. And I'm not one to tell anybody what to have faith in. If it brings them joy, then that's fine by me.
I mean,
As long
what
as
I'm
they're
trying
not-
to say is, like, I think, well, the thing is, she gave us a reading last night, but, like, I don't think we paid her enough money. Like, does she live around here? Could you point us so I can go give her some more cash, that sort of thing? Or is that too weird? That's too weird, isn't it?
Could be. I usually don't see her this early. She doesn't show up until later in the day.
Okay. Okay.
Delmonticus, by the way, is a wantee, so a snake person, but is like the type of snake person that looks mostly human, but has sort of lizardy eyes and scales.
All right. I'll pay him the 50 gold and then. All right. Cool. Thank you, Delmonticus.
My pleasure. May it save your life. Or life of somebody you care about.
Then I'll head up to the that mountaintop above the waves to cast my augury spell.
Right?
Was one of the magic items like, what did you say? Fuzzy hat or something?
Yeah, there was a hat of fuzziness.
What does it do?
You can reach into the hat and pull out various animals.
Oh. Are they actual animals?
They're conjured into being. So once they die, they disappear. They turn into nothing. So you can't eat it, but you can use it. If you can communicate with the animals, then you can say, like, "Hello, Mr. Bat, can you please fly up there and tell me what you see?" And then it'll come back down and go, "Squeak, squeak, 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 squeak." And if you can't talk to them, then you pull out a bat and it just flies away.
Oh, okay. How much is the hat then?
It's 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold. I see. Boxy? I shake Boxy.
1,000
Box.
gold, please.
To the whining
Boxy.
sound and
Makes one of your paintings show up. One of the ones that you've done that's not particularly great, but not terrible. Oh,
Yeah.
we sometimes do accept trade, but I'm afraid not for this piece of artwork.
well, what about this? And he taps Boxy and tries to pull out one of the snake man of the wizard, the buff one-two wizard that he had hanging in his front hall.
I'm gonna have to go back to where you got that.
That was in the
Dormir Strong Souls
Yes.
lair. Let's see.
wasn't it done by a famous painter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that vein.
Also, if
Dedication to his benefit.
Burial's wearing that like big fur collared thing, he's going to be
Oh,
sweating.
he's absolutely dying.
Yeah.
He's absolutely dying.
He's like, just like dripping sweat.
Inside, it's actually relatively cool, you find, and you're also
Okay.
right
Oh, good.
beside that snow fountain,
Oh,
right?
that's true.
So they're drifting the snow fountain air into that office area.
Actually, before I head up to that mountain or that cliff top, I'm gonna scan around the area to see if I can spot that drow girl.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Nearly a nat 20. 11.
Nope. No luck.
All right. And I'll just keep walking up.
Sure. So you spend some time doing your augury.
Right.
You lay out your things and ask your questions.
Okay, so let me just check again what I can do, because I've already forgotten. I'm casting it as a ritual. Pardon me. By casting. That's a bit specific. Next 30. Oh, it's within the next 30 minutes.
Should we look for this girl?
Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I'll like lay out everything. I'll put down the maybe like some sort of cloth or something that like they all came in, and then I'll like gather them all up, all the different bits of wood and shell and rock and all that sort of stuff, and then just kind of like drop them on the cloth, and ask at the same time, is the girl that read our fortune last night in trouble? Does she need help? Or like, do we?
The
The
question you would need is like, should I do something?
Yeah.
So it's like, should I look for her to save her?
Yeah. Well, should I find her to ask her more questions? I suppose is a better.
You hear a low rumbling noise of thunder, and a voice speaks in your head and says, "Whoa."
Whoa.
Meanwhile, Isboreal asking around the town about the Panty.
Alright, we'll catch up
Which
with
is
you in a
actually what I
second.
would have done anyway, but yeah.
Swell, did you get one question or is it more than one?
Sorry, I think it's. I can ask as many questions as I like, but it just kind of loses its. Oh, but like for the next 30 minutes, actually. Oh, so hold on. Casting time takes 11 minutes anyway. Well, alright. Range itself. Who's even omen from? Well, doesn't take into. You cast the spell 2 or more times before completing your long rest. There is. Oh, so it's like 11 minutes to ask it like one question. Augury is not great, y'all.
It can be if you have the right situation. Should I open this chest?
Right.
Or is this the door we want to open?
Is this a new skill you got?
Yeah, it's a 2nd level spell called Augury. It's kind of like, trying to read bones or something like that to like tell the future in the next 30 minutes or so if something is worth doing or not. Like,
That's pretty useful.
It could be. If we're in a dungeon and we're like, should we open this door? It's like, but
We go to Britta's place.
well, yeah, like, should we get on the boat to go to Britta's house is another one I'm thinking, but that's not within the next 30 minutes, so.
Oh, like it would. Okay, I see. Should we buy this hat?
So if you cast the spell 2 or more times before you're completing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading. So I'm just going to be like, alright, well, I'll just shrug and start packing everything up.
Okay. So I was looking up the hat to give you a little more information there, Bug. And Gurv, who's not Gurv, tells you that you can summon a frog, a bat, or a rat. And you can do it. It has 3 charges. And the summoned creature magically appears in the hat and tries to get away from you. But if you have, like, if you're the type of creature that is friendly with it, like, if you're a druid or a gnome or something that has particular affinity towards those creatures, it could be quite useful. He doesn't know what your skill set is, and he doesn't try and lie to you about what's in it. He's like, if you can speak to these creatures, it's quite useful. If you can't, then maybe you should pass on it.
Wait, so you can only summon them 3 times, and then the hat becomes a normal hat?
It recharges every dawn.
Oh, so you can only summon those 3 animals.
Yes.
Well, do you want to trade this painting? How big is the rat? And is it a normal one, or is it a gigantic one?
They're normal sized.
No such thing as rodents of unusual size.
Well, it sounds kind of useless, but it's kind of cool at the same time. But this painting is kind of useless. So.
You can make a persuasion check if you want to try and get it for the cost of the
This painting is pretty useless. Is my persuasion. Hold on, my dice is not working again.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. I got a 13.
Seeing as how you're spending some money in his place, and he hasn't been able to unload this item, he accepts the offer.
Yay!
He makes you believe that it is a hard decision for him, but you can add that to your equipment. D&D Beyond should have it. It's called a Hat of Vermin. He calls it a Hat of Fuzziness because calling it a Hat of Vermin makes it less appealing.
Oh, okay. Yay.
And then he says, if you have some more paintings, I may recommend that I have some other items.
What are your other items?
Well, I have this mirror here, and if you hold the mirror up to somebody, and then you hold it up to yourself, you can look like that person for 15 minutes. The time between when you hold it up to someone, and then you take the look of the person can be much longer than 15 minutes. But I changed his voice again. But the ability to maintain the form only lasts 15 minutes. So you get somebody to look into it, and then, or you hold it up and get their reflection, and then you look at yourself, and then you're able to pretend to be someone else. So it'd be very useful if you're on adventures and trying to sneak your way past things instead of smash your way.
Sounds boring. Next.
Okay. We also have Hewitt's Handy Spice Pouch, which adds flavoring to anything you're eating. Should you be aboard a boring ship eating hardtack, it will suddenly make everything taste better. And we also have a Wand of Smiles that when you point it at somebody and you say the word, it makes them smile whether they want to or not. Endless amusement at parties.
Well, everything already tastes good. But the wand, so how much for the one painting for the wand?
Sorry, what was the question?
You would want another painting for the wand?
Sure, I would do that.
Okay.
These paintings are worth a fortune, aren't they?
Wait, is no one else here? I'm just by myself. No one else is hearing the...
Well,
I mean, I guess it depends on if you... Sorry.
Also, this guy's taking advantage of a child. Is he the sort of person that would do that?
Well,
he's being very clear as to what his goods do and telling you what they are. He's being very honest about that, so...
How many paintings do we end up taking?
You should have written it down if you have it
Burley
written.
only took one himself. I think, I can't remember Lauren's character's name, but I think they took one too.
Stinging Nettle.
Yeah, Stinging Metal took one as well. I'm not sure if anyone else did. Did someone else was very impressed. Maybe it was it.
Well, I
think Zip would have been too embarrassed to take one.
Yeah, Zip wouldn't have taken one of the paintings. She took some of the smutty books though.
Let me go back to my notes.
Yeah, so we have at least two. Maybe, I mean, a bug would have probably taken one.
Since you're new to D&D, I will allow that to happen. But you're supposed to mark down on your character sheet when you take things.
Well, Swell didn't take any. That's for sure.
What is it? Bug, produces... I actually get out one of my past paintings to try to pass it off.
That was the first thing that Foxy showed, and that was the thing he turned down.
Right, but a different painting.
No, this one just won't quite do. This one is not of the same caliber, I'm afraid.
All right. I guess there's another painting in there. Yeah. Just take it out.
Okay. Can you mark down that you have 3 more paintings after this?
I have 3 more paintings after taking out 2 paintings?
Yeah.
Okay. I also wanted to ask, this painting, the second painting I took out,
yep,
for both the mirror and the wand?
So you're trying to get the wand and the paint. You're trying to convince him to give you the hat and the wand for the price of the painting? For one painting?
Oh, no, the mirror and the wand. For the second. Like, so 2 paintings for...
Okay. You drive a hard bargain, but very well. You've been spending money here in my store, buying some good goods, so I will accept it.
Well, thank you.
Is anyone with Bug? Is anyone able to like see what he's doing? Because I'm
Let
extremely.
him buy his trinkets.
These
Zip is
paintings.
there and she's just nodding. She's like, yeah, it seems like a fair trade. Some ugly
These
weird
these
paintings.
paintings could probably buy us a ship and a crew.
Or like a cool hat and a wand.
Well,
Useful
how much
items
Do I
created for
does
non-useful items.
Boreal have any conception of how much it would actually go for if this is a good bargain or not? 1,000 gold just for a painting.
What sort of check would you think that you should do in order to do that?
I mean, this is what, an art? Art appreciation check?
Yeah, so like, would you do that based on history? Would you do that based on investigation? Like, what is East Boreal's approach to trying to appraise these paintings? Because everybody will have different ways of trying to figure it out, right? So,
Yeah. It would probably be history, honestly. D&D isn't really great about this economic stuff. So,
alright. So give me a history check.
17.
You think that since he's asked 1,000 gold pieces for these things, that might be, a decent price for these. That, like, you might be getting, depends on the right collector, you could get a lot more. But, somebody just off the street, like somebody who you're just asking, would you like to add this to your collection, a business dealer, for 1,000, is like, that's not bad.
Could be better, but could be worse.
Yeah, you're certainly not getting a great deal. You're not like pulling the wool over his eyes, but you also don't think you're being entirely ripped off.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything. So,
All right.
since Bug seems to be done with his, like in terms of his clothing selection, isn't going to wander off.
Oh, actually, before you leave, I'm like, oh, you like to look at yourself in the mirror? I got you this extra mirror thingy. I don't want it, but it could be, maybe you like it. I give it to you.
There's like a few flickers of expression across his face, and then was he? I'm trying to remember if he was there. Yeah, no, he probably was there in terms of when it was explained. I was looking at equipment, so I wasn't totally paying attention. But it's basically just imitating someone's appearance, right? For 15 minutes. Okay. He goes, "Oh, well, thank you," and then puts it in his bag and walks away.
That is an item that I've made up, so you can't add it right now, but I will add it for next session.
Okay.
Also, how do you add the hat? I can't find. What is it called again?
The Hat of Vermin.
Hat of Vermin. Okay. And is it under manage equipment?
We can do that off stream. We can help you with it at the end of the stream.
Okay.
My worry there is that he was just like taking advantage of a child who was like, I have these paintings that are worth like millions of gold. And he's like, oh god. Sorry.
People always do more paintings.
He's not that bad. He didn't give him the best deal, but he didn't really.
We got those paintings free. We kind of we robbed a.
We robbed someone's grave. They weren't really out of paintings anyway.
You robbed a dead person's home, so
Really,
money.
Be too greedy about it.
It's true. I know. Like, part of me now was like, we could have bought a ship with all of that money. Anyway, it's all good.
Don't have a crew.
Could have paid for a crew as well. No, it's all good. I just thought it was funny. The circumstance.
The thing, Priscilla, your character Esporil was trying to leave to go do something else.
So he is going to find the gliding spider to try and pick up the bolt of cloth.
You've been told that it's going to be put aboard your ship.
Oh, okay, great. So that's taken care of. Then he's gonna go ask around. Oh, he needs to go send that message. Unless that was assumed it's taken care of.
Yeah, they took care of it.
Okay. So he wrote the message and everything for them, and then he will go ask about after Zipanthe.
All right. I don't know if you go to the map part of the page. Whereabouts are you going to ask for Zipanthe? So we've got like houses,
probably just
market stalls.
Zip
I mean, he's
will go
probably gonna
with
ask in
you.
the market stall.
Zip will go with you and take you to the spot where they originally met.
Well, that was right out front of the store.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because that's
I mean,
right
like
across
in the
from
market
inn.
area, in the inn and the tavern seems to make sense because there's a lot of people there, and he's not looking for it himself. He's asking people, so
Sure.
he needs to be around people.
I guess persuasion is probably what you're using.
Mhm.
Open up to me, talk to me.
Everything's fine. He is going to make sure, look in the mirror, and take out his own mirror, or not. Well, he's clearly claimed to it. Vivo's mirror, and check it for himself, make sure he's looking good before he embarks on this.
Okay.
And then persuasion. That is an 18. Oh,
18.
sorry. No, that is a dirty 20.
30-20.
Nice.
They say that Zipanthe comes around in the evenings and does fortune telling, and does it usually pretty late into the night, and is not. You won't find her this early in the day.
Does she talk to anyone? Like, does anyone actually seem to be friendly with her and might know more about where she spends her time?
Well, she's usually parked in front of the inn or the store, like down by the fountain,
Or by the fountain?
or the tavern. But usually not until the sun's starting to set, and then during the day she's probably at her home, which nobody seems to want to give you her address to.
What could be wrong with some random dude just walking up and, hey, give me the home address of this girl? Totally fine.
why don't you just get one of the servants to find out? From the mermaid mansion.
Dude, possibly. Actually, well, no, I talked to it. Yeah. He will go charge up that way, and, actually, no, I'll send a quick message to the mansion to see if they would be willing to lend a servant to do that.
So what is it you're trying?
Just, to find out where Zipanthe lives.
They say it will take some time. Your boat will be leaving fairly soon. I thought you were in a rush.
We are. But
Okay.
and then he looks at Zip and says, well, I guess you want for one who is interested in finding us and cares about this. He'll also go tell the captain of the money that may be delayed for like a couple hours. So like 2 instead of noon, I guess.
All right. He's not excited about that, but all right. We got good winds.
It's okay, we've got the god of wind on our side. You don't need to worry about the wind.
Cool. Well, sure thing.
Just realized I actually have fine clothes in the local style. Maybe I'm wearing that instead, actually. It seems better suited to the climate. But, Yeah, sorry. So
you're gonna wait until they find out where she lives. Okay, you guys gonna have you guys are starting to get hungry. It's around lunchtime. You're gonna go to the tavern and get some food, or go to the market stalls and just get some food there.
Mhm.
Which
Where
one
were
do
the
you wanna
market
do?
stalls?
So on the map, it's anywhere in between the store and the dry docks. All those sort of circusy, tenty looking
Oh,
things.
okay, I see. Okay. I'll wander around there and find something to eat then.
All right. It'll cost you
I think it's-
you can probably eat there for like 1 silver and get a really nice, tasty, fresh fish meal.
Fish on a stick.
Yep.
Squirrel will just park by the snow fountain. He's gonna spend this time busking, gather up
Okay.
some loose change, and get his meal from the market stalls while he's waiting for word back. And he does inform the others of what he told the ship captain and what he's trying to do.
Give me a performance check for your busking.
That is a 9.
All right. Your voice just isn't there from the performance last night. And you just spent all the morning shopping and not really being into it. So you're just kind of off. And yeah, it doesn't go super well. You make like a few copper. You make, 1 silver worth of copper.
Mhm.
I'm gonna also, seeing that, I feel like I spent a lot of money, so I'm gonna also try to make money. In the opposite side of the road, I guess, I set up my stall where I put up a sign where I'm like, for a silver piece, I will make you happy with this new wand I got, I guess.
You set up and you're listening to Esporeal play, and it's not very good. You've heard these songs. You haven't heard these songs before. They're not the best ones. Nobody really seems to be stopping by Esporeal, but every once in a while they throw Esporeal some coin. But nobody seems to be interested. Like, people look at your sign and they go, "Huh," and nobody seems to take you up on your offer.
What is it? I use my, can I use my like persuasion skills to, to have them be interested?
Sure. If you want to start talking to people, give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 14.
All right. You get one of the wealthy merchants that are here on business to be like, none of the locals are interested in what you're doing. They seem kind of annoyed by it. But somebody who's traveling through is like, oh, okay, I'm interested. How does this work?
All right. Are you? Is it a sir or?
Yeah, it's a big, burly dwarf man who's got, hair the color of rubies, like bright red.
Okay. I'll be like, all right, step right up, sir. Are you feeling troubled in any way today, or do you feel happy?
I must say, I'm pretty happy to be here. It's a beautiful city.
Okay. Well, I see that you have a slight frown on your face, despite you saying you're happy. I can for a silver piece, I can make you smile.
He pulls out a coin and he says, "You make me smile, you get the coin."
Okay, so I
see this young man.
wave the magic wand.
All right.
In front of his face. I don't know. I drew it, so it's like a smiley thingy.
Wand of Smiles is another actual item. So he needs to make a charisma saving throw. But he chooses to fail the charisma saving throw. He feels magic pointing the smile up, and he just sort of goes with it. He's like, "Well, it's certainly making me smile. I don't know how I feel about this, but I don't know if I feel happier, but I certainly look happier, don't I?
Yeah, you look great with that smile.
It shows off my gold teeth, and my silver teeth, and my jewel teeth." You can see, like many of the people from the Gempire, he has, adorned his teeth to, show off his wealth. Yeah, it lasts a full minute, and then he's like, "Very well, have your coin," and he tosses you a silver piece.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Wait till I tell everybody back home about this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, did that attract more attention for my business?
No, it did not.
That's all the
People looked at that and went, "Oh, that was horrifying. Did you see that face that dwarf made? Oh,
It was just like a rictus grin, like.
yeah." Looked like that man had never smiled before in his life. Am I doing it? Am I doing it right? Is this it?
Okay, after a while I see that it's not working. I also buy some food with my silver.
Eventually, I guess, a few hours pass, and one of the, people that you've been seeing around town that work for the Mermaid Sisters comes back and is like, "Okay, we have an address for you."
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. He will toss them a silver. Or actually, I guess it would be a copper would be a more appropriate tip.
Okay. They catch it and they go, "Thanks." And they pocket it, and it's, one of the houses close to the dry docks.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. As you make your way over there, the sun's beating down pretty hot, and you can hear the noises of the sawing and the hammering, people busy at work in the docks. It's a very noisy part of town. And you get to, all of the homes here have been painted with, interesting floral patterns and things like that on the sides. They've really, brightened up the wood with their own special touch. And hers is decorated with suns and palm trees. There's
I do gather up the others before I let them tell them. So I'm he'll notice, at least.
There's a
Yeah,
door.
Zip's definitely there too.
Yeah, I think Swell would have come along.
So everybody's there. The house is up on stilts to help protect it a bit from earthquakes.
Does it look occupied, or can we tell if anyone is home?
You're gonna look in the windows, is what you're saying?
Sure.
Okay. There's like curtains and stuff up, so you're gonna have to like reach in and move the curtains aside.
No. If it's not easily visible at a glance, I'm just gonna knock on the door.
Okay. There's no answer.
Wait, where are we? Is it Panthe's house?
The fortune teller's house.
Supposedly, yeah. Look at that, doesn't go. It's time to do a little breaking and entering.
There are people that are walking around the dry docks, but they don't seem to be paying super close attention to what you're doing. Like this is, more of a secluded part of the city.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to make a dexterity check with thieves' tools.
Yeah.
If you're
sure.
if you're
I'll go
proficient,
ahead
you
and
can
do
add your proficiency bonus.
that. Two, tools. That's 14.
14. Yep. You pick the lock.
Kind of pull out a little set of tools and go after like 5 minutes or so, however long it takes. Um, open the door. I'm gonna gesture for Swell since he seems to be the most interested in this. Also, he can probably take more of a beating than Ace can.
You want me to go first?
But you're interested in this, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, I'll
just-
go first. Zip's just gonna charge right in.
Okay.
Push past.
The house is dark. You go in and you see like a very small living room kitchen area, and there are some curtains hung up leading to a back room or rooms.
I'll push the curtains aside and walk through.
All right, you see a Wanti and a Tabaxi sleeping like on a cot, and they're just sort of flopped around. It looks like whoever lives here doesn't have a lot of money.
Is that the only room? Is there more rooms?
You don't see any more rooms. Seems like the only people who are here.
Zip will clear her throat and see if she can wake up one of these sleeping guys.
Spoiler motors, not what I would have chosen, but alright, go off.
Yeah, the Tabaxi wakes up. What? Well,
Hey,
and he just jumps up and like grabs like a stick that's nearby and starts swinging it at you.
whoa! Whoa!
Get out of my house! What are you doing?
Hey, I'm
What's
just
your-
looking for Zapanthe!
What's your armor class?
18.
18. So he smacks you really hard across your armor, but like you can feel the chain shirt take the impact of it. Like that probably would have hurt more, but well, she's not here.
Where is she?
I don't know. Didn't come home last night.
Is that
Why are
concerning?
you looking for her?
I have business with her.
I'm not telling you where she is. Get out of here. Get out of my house. And
I'm
hits you
not
again.
leaving until you tell me where she is.
He swings at you again,
Calm down, sir.
and you step out of the way. And the
Zapanthe came to these two last night and said some very concerning things to her, and so then ran away before we could establish any more facts about this, and so we merely wished to see if she was still well and to find out more about why she was so distressed.
She seemed really freaked out, and we're really concerned that like what happened, and we just want to make sure she's okay. And the fact that she didn't come home is, you can understand how that's doubly worrying.
Wanti has also woken up, and while you were talking, he's backed up against the window, and now he just slides out the back window.
Like, we're not here to hurt her. We're here to make sure she's okay.
Get out of my house! He starts hitting.
Tell us where Zapanthe is.
Okay, Mrs. Zip again. You this time you're parried with your your arm or something. Just push it aside.
I mean, I don't want to fight you, but I will if you want me to.
Get out of my house!
Well, we're just going to go sit down up front till you talk to us.
You
We
start
knocked
hearing
on the
some
door.
yelling from outside.
Wait, I mean, they said that she didn't come home. So
Yeah.
maybe they don't.
They probably don't know where she is right now, so that is an issue. Do you know where she might be? Does she have places that she goes besides the thing?
Like, is he not going to try and talk to us at all? He's just going to keep trying to hit us?
This guy is just not calming down by the fact that there are now 4 strangers in his house.
I'm gonna cast command on him.
And he- okay.
I was going to. Okay.
I'm gonna cast command on him and just say sit.
He sits down and he hits Zip in the legs with the stick, or hits towards Zip's leg, but she kicks it away.
Listen,
Stop trying to hit me, man!
listen. Okay, you're not worried that Zapanthe didn't come home last night at all? Is that not, like, I'm like almost yelling at him at this point
And now
There
4
is-
strangers are in your house looking for her.
to try and make sure she's okay.
I'm going to cast a suggestion,
Okay.
which is the wisdom 4 save, and be like, why don't you calm down and help us with what you by telling us what you know about Zapanthe, and then we'll get out of your. Is this the Yuan-Ti or is this Zapanthe?
This is the Tabaxi. The
Then
Wanties
we'll get
left.
out of we'll get out of your fur.
Well, I know. I know a lot about her. That she's a kind person. She's a good fortune teller, and she tries to find the good things in people and help them find their way. Those who look to the cards for answers. She gives an honest reading as best she can. She makes really good pancakes, and she's got a good singing voice, but has trouble remembering the lyrics to songs. And
Hey,
her
did
favorite
she get
books
shipwrecked
are-
here when she was a baby?
No, she comes from New Firestone. She didn't like it there. And she wants to get back home, but doesn't have the money to get on a boat.
Home being
The tririme. And she's got a wonderful collection of books that she's been reading, and she reads to us. And
Is this an older person, or are they like a teenager as well?
teenager. At this point, you hear shouting from outside, and there is like a lot of voices going, "Hey, get out here! Come on, you punks! Get out!"
big.
I'm going to walk out the
I think
front
it's time
and
for us to leave. His brother's going to leave out the back.
So are you
I'm
going
gonna
out the
walk out the
window as
front.
well?
I'm going to walk out the front door.
Okay, you go out the front, and you see there's like 20 workers from the dock area, the dry dock area, that have like hammers and chisels and any sort of makeshift weapon that they could pick up. And they're all like, muscly, strong, hardened looking men and women. And they're like, "What the heck do you think you're doing? Breaking into someone's house."
I'm going to yell to them all. I'm going to say, if this is something you really want to do, we can begin that in just a second. But before we do, if anyone has seen Zapanthe, you need to tell us now,
What's your armor class?
because they're not even going to let me finish.
What's your armor class?
I'm going to fucking hit him. This is this is making me angry, Brian. Like, they're not even letting us try and talk to them.
Somebody's just threw something. It's like, "Before we get this started," and somebody's like, "Oh, it started," and somebody threw something at your head.
Okay.
So what was your armor class?
It's 16.
16. So you duck it.
Okay.
There's like a hammer that came at your head.
And I'm gonna point at that person and say, if anyone has seen Zapanthe, she's been missing since last night, and we're trying to find her.
I stroll.
Brian,
I have slipped out the back. I'm probably strolling around to the other side of it.
oh, you slip out the back. The house is surrounded. Like there's people around the back as well.
Oh,
And
okay.
you see
So they're
that
not
the Yuan-Ti is at the back and pointing at you
Mhm.
as you come out the window.
So I'm yelling at the top of my lungs, and I'm saying, she's been missing since last night. We're trying to make sure she's safe. If anyone can help us and aid us in this manner, now is the time to speak. And I'm not yelling this right now because I'm talking, but like my character, Swell, is yelling this.
I add on to this from what I hear. I say to the people in the back, "You heard what the Ganassi said. I'm afraid this is all just a big misunderstanding because I don't know if maybe you... I don't know if you forgot to lock it last night or if perhaps the party came back when you went away and left it unlocked, but there was no answer, and so we walked right in." It's a very good look.
Did they call the police or something? Like, how did
No.
they come here so fast?
They didn't call the police. They called the workers from the dry docks, who they seem to be friends with.
How do they call them? Like, by yelling?
Yeah.
Were
I
they
said you guys
nearby?
heard yelling outside, right?
I'm also going to take my shield off my back and ready my warhammer and say, now if anyone still wants to fight,
Zip's
let's
gonna
do
go
this.
out and say, "This is very out of character for me, but Swell, maybe you need to calm down and we need to just go."
See, it's well,
I do kind of pitch my voice to hopefully carry around to the front as well. I try to sound like super commanding, but also just very confused and being like, "We're so harmless. We're only looking to help."
also I'm like Swell, you're looking scary right now. And then I wave my smiley one in front of me.
Oh no.
Charisma check, DC 10.
DC 10?
Yeah.
16.
All right, so you don't have to smile. You feel the corners of your
And
mouth. just
Swell actually turns around to you and he looks scary. He looks frightening at this point. It's very out of character for him.
Could it be that the half smile made him look more scary?
Zip has a newfound respect for you, though.
He's
Zip is suddenly like, "Oh, I see."
he's trying to help someone who's obviously in trouble, and no one is trying to help. Everyone is actively trying to stop. Like no one cares that Sabantha didn't come home last night.
East Boreal is still concentrating on the suggestion spell, I assume. So, Bug, while you're inside, you hear the Tabaxian. They're just talking more about Zapanthe. It's like, and sometimes at night she gets, she has to, steal. She steals all the covers and pulls them over to her side. I mean,
I think he would have dropped it when he left because he's not there to hear it anymore. So
you dropped the concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, then he's got the stick and is swinging it towards
Sorry,
Bug
Bug.
and says, "Get out of here!"
We're swinging at me?
Yeah, because you're the only one that's sort of left inside, I guess. Like, Zip is in the doorway talking to Swell.
Okay. But
I guess you've gone over to the doorway, and he's at the doorway. He goes to kick you guys out the front of the house, and he actually hits this time. I think. What's your armor class? Is it Bug?
My armor class? 13.
13. So he kicks you in the butt, and you stumble forward into Zip, and the two of you stumble out of the house.
Wow.
It's like I said, it's raised. So you guys stumble to the ground, and you catch yourself. You don't fall and get hurt, but you do stumble out. And he says, "And stay out."
Zip's gonna lift you up and turn you around and be like, "Bug, your new suit," and she's gonna dust the footprint off your butt.
Yeah, we immediately start to sing. I'm like, oh, I don't want to.
We are all dressed in our nice clothes right now, aren't we?
Yeah, are they not charmed by us? What's going on?
One of them points says, "Get out of here now."
Well, we're already out, so.
No reaction to me telling them that the door is open or unlocked.
No. They start, getting closer to you, East Boreal.
I shrug and walk around the side of the house.
Wait, did they go back to the other side of the house? Can I wave my wand at their face?
It's been circled.
Okay.
Encircled. The house has been circled. It's not a big house. But there's 20 to 25 people now. Some of the other neighbors have shown up.
But now that we're out, are they still mad at us?
Yeah, they're saying, "Get out," and they're pointing and saying,
Swell's still yelling, "A girl is missing and none of you care." He's going around looking at everyone in the eye
"We
and
don't
shouting
want your help.
and saying, "She's missing and you're not caring.
We will find her without you. Go now."
All right. So if she turns up dead, it's on you. We're trying to help now. She's been missing since last
You'll
night.
show up dead if you don't shut your yap.
Really? You really want to try that? Do you know who you're talking to? Do you know who the five of us are?
Well, just
Some
drop,
lippy
just drop
kids.
it. Nobody really cares.
Can I punch this
about
guy in the
Zapanthe.
face?
Yeah, sure. Roll the hit.
I come around the side of the house just in time to see this and kind of rub my forehead.
That's
And
16.
Zip's gonna look at Eastbury and be like, "It wasn't me this time."
That's 16 to hit
Amazingly.
with 4 points of non-lethal bludgeoning.
You clock him, and then he gives you a wild haymaker return, and like totally misses. Like you clocked him hard enough that he was not able to even put together a good punch to retaliate.
Oh, Swell, these are just people. Just leave them alone. Swell.
So, whatever
The-
else is going on with her, it seems that she at least has some kind of clue to look after. So,
He's
hopefully
gonna
enough to find
shake
an
his
answer.
head. He's gonna be disgusted, and he's just gonna say to everyone, all the crowd of people, just be like, you think that you're good, but you're not. You don't care. You all disgust me, and he's just gonna walk away.
As you're saying those things, the guy takes one more swing at you and gets the exact number he rolled last time, which was 1.
Okay.
And takes another, just terrible, oh yeah, tell me what to. And makes it like a complete.
He's still
miss
hungover.
Of being.
He's gonna shake my head, and yeah, he's gonna kind of walk off. And if people don't part for him to walk through, he's gonna stop and just look at them with that
Yeah, no, they part. If you're trying to get your they've made a gap for you guys to leave through.
And he's just gonna walk to the ship, straight to the ship.
All right. Well, I thought maybe we'll make it to the ship today. And it's about 10 o'clock here. So I think we'll probably call it a night with you guys just arriving aboard the ship, and you'll get introduced to your crew next week.
We made it to the ship. Eventually.
We got there eventually.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone. I saw some fantastic drawings tonight from everybody. I like Zip's new fashions. They're very stylish. I like Bug's flashy idea of what a bugbear child thinks is, in fashion with the help of Espurial.
Man, the orange polka dot pants thing.
Very flashy.
Very in the Basilic Kingdoms.
Bright colors.
Yeah.
Gorgeous
And
colors.
yeah, there are a lot of other good drawings too, like seeing Espurials, lounging around, and Swells, putting all of the things out in front for the ritual. It was cool seeing all your drawings today. Anybody have a favorite moment they want to say from the game?
Augury was right.
Yeah.
I like
But you got to take the hint from the DM at some point that it's not worth following through on this. But hey,
I
I'm
like
sure we
the
could,
shopping
but-
trip.
Yeah, the shopping was fun.
I liked
Whether
the
the
guy
consequences.
just swindling Bug.
I like all the items, the new items, fun items that you got.
Yeah, and in the end, he's not really swindling it because he said, can I have the mirror as well? And the mirror is worth the price of would probably be as valuable as the painting.
The mirror is the most expensive item.
The mirror and the hat are about the same value. So you basically got the wand of smiles for free.
Nice.
If you had just done the wand, then he would have been taking advantage of you. But the fact that you
I got
the mirror thrown in, it's a pretty square deal.
Yeah, I didn't know the wand didn't bring people happiness.
it just makes them smile.
Just makes them
I'm calling it the mirror of face off in my head.
Because
Wait,
you get
the
that
mirror-
Nicolas Cage smile.
Could be John Travolta too. I don't know.
That's true.
Are there different types of smiles or just one type of smile that it makes people?
Oh, that's a good question. If you have some suggestions of what type of smile. Like say, oh, I want to give this person like a wry smile. I don't know what a wry smile really is, but it's in a lot of books.
So I can like if I did it, if they, what is? I guess they have to. Do I have to? Would I say it first, or it depends on the role?
You know what? We can work on it because I don't really know how this works. Like we can just make it whatever is the most interesting and fun for us. So if you have a good suggestion, or if I have a good suggestion, we'll just go with it.
Okay. Yeah, it's fun to. I think that part is fun.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone, and may all your marks be magical. May you make your magical mark upon the world. May you, I don't know, may all your markers smell nice. Sometimes you get those smelly markers. Yeah, have a good week, and we'll see you next time aboard the Money. Good night, everyone.
Money, money, money,
Good night.
money.
Bye.